Okay. Welcome to Boss Ass Whisks. My name is Sarah, and I'm here with my co-host Liz and our guest of honor, Miss Brittany. We will be calling her Miss Brit today, the face behind Mod.
Woo! Nice to meet you guys.
Yay! Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
I'm excited. We took a little bit of a break for a few weeks because we've been out and about. I dragged Sarah to her first ever convention.
It was amazing. I saw Matthew Lillard.
Yeah, you did. Oh God, he hugged me.
I want to skin you and wear it.
Yeah, like I did not want to shower, I'll be honest. I am not a huggy person.
And you don't even like men, so the fact that you want that man's scent speaks volumes.
He's like one of those guys where they say like is like if you like him, like it's just very bisexual because he's like an in-between. You know what I mean?
Like you can tuck it back, bro.
I was like, because I just like literally went in with it. He came in slowly, dragged me towards him. And again, I'm 5'2", and he's like fucking 7 feet. So he's like dragging me towards me, and then he engulfs me in a hug. And at first I was like that, and then I just slowly like
let it happen.
He's just so stressed out.
And I've heard he's like very, very nice. So like I was too cheap because it was like $120 for a photo, and I'm like, I just can't. Like I have to take my dog into the vet. It's like I can't do it.
Autographs are cheaper, and you get more personal moments.
Oh, see, I'm a photo
How much
girl.
is an autograph compared to a photo?
I think it was $90, right?
Yeah, it's expensive. So, and the photos, you go in line, and they like just go and whip you in. They're like, boom, take a photo and leave. But like, if you could still take a selfie photo. It's cheaper at the autograph station. They'll be sitting down.
Oh, well, they didn't mention that online. Rude.
Yeah, they don't. It's bad. Like you have to go there and say, hey, how do I pay for an autograph? They're like, oh, you just go in this long ass line, and then at the end they'll accept Venmo or cash.
Okay.
And I'm just like, oh, I like to gamble with life, so let's go. So yeah, I mean, you could. So now you know the ins and outs.
Oh, I'm going next year. It's happening.
Oh yeah, I'm really upset because I work for my day job is I work for a company associated with Sony. We're not gonna say the drama that just happened today, but whatever. And I forgot that they own the Punk movie Matthew Lillard was in, and they also own Jawbreaker, so I could have gave them. I met Rose McGowan also, and I could have gave her my business card, and I didn't.
That's what we definitely need to remake. I love that movie.
And
Mean Girls.
We started time talking about fucking what egg replacer I use. So again, talking about vegan baking. Like
Alrighty. So should I start off with the first question?
Go ahead.
Okie dokie. So Miss Britt, what led you to creating Mod, and where did you come up with like your concept? I know you recently just changed your name, but what was the thought process behind everything with like creating it and the name?
Yeah, so kind of funny because Sarah's like, yeah, this is my friend Brittany. She runs like 10 miles a day. I used to not be like that. I was like a little pudgy, trying to figure out life. Like I felt like I was constantly going back and forth of like starving myself and then eating healthy and then going back and forth, just could not find a healthy balance of just enjoying life, but also being healthy about it. So then I did this crazy, insane fitness challenge. And that really inspired all the cooking and the recipes. And I would occasionally post it on my Instagram page, and my friends were like, Britt, can you please share that with us? Like, that looks really good. So that's where the kind of little...
nice.
Yeah. So it was fun. I was getting really sick of like typing out the recipes in my notes and then copy paste sending it to my friends.
Sorry, because I've definitely done that to you. Like, hey, how do I lose weight, Britt? Can you just tell me? Give me pretty nice. Thanks.
I feel like we've both done that to each other, so I think we're even at this point, so it's good. Yeah, so that just like snowballed into me creating a separate page. I was really nervous. I was like, oh, maybe this is stupid, like this is silly. But it started off as Brit Bitch in the Kitsch, which I thought at the time I was so proud of.
It's so sassy and cute.
That's such a good name.
Well, because if they meet you, like you're the exact opposite of a bitch, so it's like just I don't know. I think it's funny.
It was great. I was so excited about it. And then a couple of people requested that I put it on Facebook. I got shut down. Mark Zuckerberg did not like that. He was like,
no.
He's like, this is abrasive. This is like insulting. No swear words whatsoever. So then, yeah, it was crazy. So
we gotta show you how to use we gotta show you how to replace some letters with punctuations that look like the letters, because I feel like that name needs to happen. Yeah.
I think I changed it for a while to Brit Bish in the Kish, like SH.
Okay, that's cute.
I'm like, okay, this is just weird. I'm gonna have to change this. And then there was a couple older people on Facebook, like family, friends, and they're just like, Brittany, we really just think you should change your name. I'm like, oh my gosh, is everyone really that offended by this? Okay.
Yeah.
Like there are much worse swear words, believe me.
Yeah, I could have done a lot more abrasive, for sure.
I was gonna say you're also talking to two people who is in a podcast called Boss Ass Whisks.
Yeah,
so,
right. Exactly. I this is how I know I'm meant to be here. Like good company for sure.
Sometimes you just gotta curse.
Yeah.
So Sarah probably knows this about me. I'm very impulsive. So I'm like, okay, I gotta think of a name like right away. So my name changed a couple times, and then we eventually settled on Mad Recipes. Which I think is like more adultish. I think it kind of attracts both the male and female realm. It's short for moderation. So I wanted to create recipes that were healthy, but also like have your glass of wine and have your cookies after dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want my page just to be strictly healthy and salads and stuff like that. I wanted it to be a fun page where people were excited about trying new recipes and cooking, cookies, bars, all that good stuff. So, and I was a little jealous of Sarah. I was seeing her posting all this yummy food. I'm like, okay, I need a little bit of Sarah in my life. So
I'll give you all you can handle, baby.
Yeah. So many sweets. You gotta have go to the dentist afterwards.
No, we'll have to drop some pictures of some of your it'll be a later question, but we'll post some pictures of your favorite recipes on the gram, because all of your I really want to try your protein bagel recipe. I'm on another health round. I'm doing this weight loss challenge at work, and if I win, it's $550.
God damn.
And did I mention Miley has a vet appointment coming? So
yeah, true.
And right now I am down 7 pounds in 2 weeks. I have been working out. I've been working out every single day and on a very hardcore calorie deficit. But I feel pretty good.
Doing the pre-workout?
No, I don't know what it is, but like that stuff, I don't know if it's because I'm an anxious person. It like gets me a little too like cray cray. Like
good for you though that you could do that without. I have to drive.
I've been doing protein
at least
powder.
Twice.
I have a Fruity Pebble protein powder that's freaking delicious, and apparently it's healthy for me. So I'm like sold.
Oh,
perfect,
nice. Yeah,
I like that you post stuff in moderation too, because I was also a very hefty child. I wasn't like, it's weird. I'm a very stocky short person.
I had a beer belly as a child.
Like, yeah, I as a child, I was definitely just a chunky kid. My mom, sadly, has a video of me in pigtails and the ugliest of two-piece, like pink striped, like Daisy Duke bike short. Ooh! It's the most 80s outfit on earth. And all you see is my little rolls.
Those rolls are cute.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just wobbling all over the place, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, that's like, it's so cute when you're a chubby kid or like a fat baby, like everyone loves
yeah.
it. But if you're a fat adult, ew, you're
Yeah,
disgusting.
then you don't. Yeah, they're like, no, can we not? Can we not?
Well,
Like,
you
why
used to
is
think I
it
was
socially
adorable.
acceptable to be like chubby when you're an adult? That's when it's like the most
Yeah.
crucial. Yeah.
Be like, I got a full-time job, I got kids, I got a house. Like, how am I supposed to work out?
Yeah.
And I think that's also where your page is so helpful because a lot of your recipes are quick, and I think you tell them how long it takes for each recipe.
Yeah, I don't give like specific times because honestly, I don't even know myself. I'm putsy, so I'll do one thing, scroll on my phone for a couple minutes. So I'll just say this one's really quick or this one's a little more time consuming, but all of them are like super quick, efficient. Pretty much anyone can do them. I'm not a rocket scientist by any means, so that's why I just post all the easy stuff on there. So
you're kind of like a rocket scientist because, you know, science is cooking. You know what I mean? Culinary is nothing but science.
No, you're a smart cookie. And she also makes like her own homemade like dog treats for Giorgio.
I do, yeah. It's so fun. It's so fun.
Oh my god,
My
I miss doing that.
is when he like comes up to me and his like eyeballs get like saucers and he just like devours them. I'm like, all right, I did something right today. Like it's good. It's awesome.
Do you bake them, right? They're not like raw?
Yeah, some of them are baked. Like there's a pumpkin one that you can bake, but then there's another one that helps with their bad breath. So it's just yogurt.
Oh, nice.
And a couple things. You just like pump it in the freezer. So that one's really easy too.
Is that what on your page, Miss Britt?
It is, yes.
Yours like stuck in your page already.
No, Miley's breath is so freaking bad. Like,
really?
My poor baby. Well, it's because so that's why she has to go to vet. She has an infection in her mouth.
Aww.
And it's her third one.
Bummer.
Yeah. She just keeps losing those teeth, my little old lady. But she's 14, so
Chewie eats his teeth, I found out.
She swallowed a tooth yesterday.
How do you know that?
Because her mouth was swollen on one side. I'm like, why is your face so puffy? And then I go to like look, the tooth's gone.
Oh no. Yeah, I didn't even know
either she swallowed it or
teeth.
somewhere on the floor, but I didn't vacuum, but my partner did, so.
Well, maybe Giorgio's teeth are all intact. He's doing good over here.
We have old dogs. Our dogs are falling apart. Mine's 16.
Oh my
gosh.
Like
we have old people.
But you did have a horror like when you first got him. So I feel like I hope to God, Britt, you never have to deal with stuff when he's older, just because you dealt with so much stuff like within the very first week of having him.
Yeah, like we have a daily chat that he's living forever. So this conversation's slightly irrelevant. He's going to be around longer than I will be, so it's fine.
That's what I say about Chewie. He's outlived so many people's dogs and humans that like he's Frankenweenie. Like he might be falling apart, but he's still going.
He's holding on.
Yeah, he was still playing. Yeah, he was like very energetic, and he you know, people like returned this dog. So you guys all lost out on this dog.
Like, how can you return a dog?
I don't get it. That's crazy.
Yeah, because he was, well, you know, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like a glutton for punishment, but like when I didn't even know he was a biter until I like adopted him, and then Paws was like, here's his like release forms, and I go, who am I getting out? Hannibal Lecter?
Yeah, like
and it was like he's possessive over his food, he's possessive over his toys. He's just fucking possessive, and like, don't touch him. He'll bite if you fucking fart the wrong way. And I'm just like, what the hell? So I'm studying on Google, and I go, how do you get dogs not like possessive over their food? And it told me to put my hand in his bowl. Don't do that.
No.
I did
you need
that.
Those, Liz.
Yeah, he's a terrier dachshund, so he's like a medium-sized wiener dog. And let me tell you, I've never been so scared of a small dog like this until that happened. And I was like, and I was like, oh my fucking God, I'm gonna have to like throw a brick at this dog in order to like live. Like what? I go, I don't know what to do right now. He was so frightening. And I go, I mean, but I was like, I could work with this. Like, we could work this out.
We can make it work. Classic woman.
Yeah.
We can fix it.
Yeah. I was like, this is literally my dating life. I'm like, you're mental and crazy. We could still work this out. It's totally
I'm
fine.
Bob the Builder, bitch. Like,
Yeah. Let's hammer this out. Yeah, it was and now he's just like a normal dog. I mean, he's got his boundaries like a normal healthy human does. So if you cross those boundaries, then he is going to snip at you, but it's not like aggressive. He just does a little
like a warning.
He tries to a little warning nibble. It depends on how much you pissed him off though.
That's what I do too with people.
I had a friend who, her dog hated when she was drunk. Like the dog knew when she had had a couple
That's
drinks.
so sad, but so funny.
Yeah, I would not. Me and Georgia would not get along if that was the case. Like,
Oh
Mama
my
likes her
God.
drinks.
Amen.
But she came home one night, and after being out at the bars like really late, and she came down like she was drunk, so she just kind of forgot she's in her drunken state, and went down to pet the dog, and the dog was like, "Not today, Satan," and like went
Oh my
straight down
God.
her face. She had like stitches like across
Oh
her
my
lip, like on the
God.
side. Yeah.
Hopefully she
my
was drunk
God.
enough where she couldn't feel it.
Yeah, I think the vet was like pretty upset about it, but she was like, "It's my fault. Like, we're not putting the dog down. Like, this was
Oh
completely my
shit,
fault."
yeah, because
But she still got the dog. So
they have to
You
like
usually get 3
put that-
strikes.
yeah, I was gonna say like they
Chewy's
have to
on,
put a document for it or something.
Yeah. Chewy's on 1. It wasn't his fault. I sat on him. He like
Oh.
went to go nip at my foot and I moved, but then I like fell at the same time with his head in between my butt and my like calf. So when I landed, it was like a stapler. His nail and tooth like went into my foot. And then I was like, but it's my fault. And they're like, but I have to write down. I go, oh, don't put my dog in the pen. He's got a record now.
Yeah.
Badass.
Wiener dogs are like usually the dogs that bite people and end up in the hospital. They're all mostly from wiener dogs.
I actually did not know that.
Wiener dog.
Oh God, that you got to be careful. People are afraid of pit bulls, but they should be afraid of the wiener dogs because wiener dogs apparently have short man syndrome, and they bite a lot.
So I was
like, wait, what?
Bitches, and my dogs have to.
I'm getting a tattoo of the bite though. I have a scar, and it's gonna be a little arrow. It's gonna say "Chewy Love Bite."
Oh,
so then when he passes, I'll always have it. I'm like,
I like that.
Yeah,
see,
that's awesome.
You gotta plan your old dog. But again, Chewy's not gonna die. He's gonna be like a vampire dog by the time he's done.
Keeps on going. Keeps on going.
Yeah. So we'll move on to our second question, which is, when you first started, what was your, well, I guess you kind of explained it, but I guess more into detail. What was your goal? And like, you're now becoming more of a business, am I right?
A little bit, yep.
Okay, so did you want to just do this for fun and then it formed into that? Like, what's your startup story?
Yeah, like I said, I just kind of did it for fun, threw stuff on Brit Bitch in the Kitch, and just relied on my friends to just go along on this stupid journey of mine. And then I tried to make it a little bit more professional as we went. It was funny. I think I did this about a year ago. I was going back on my timeline and there was like a handful of pictures. I'm like, oh, I should delete that. Oh, I should delete that. There was just like a lot of, you know, when you first start something and kind of like the baby pictures you were talking about, like you hope they don't exist somewhere, they don't pop up.
Yeah.
So I was going through and kind of deleting a bunch and cleaning it up. So yeah, totally just started for fun. Just so I didn't have to copy and paste out of my notes sections anymore and send it to my friends, and just kind of turn into something a little bit bigger, which is awesome. So
yeah,
I love it. Would you do a TikTok channel? Is that what's called TikTok channel?
It's so funny you say that because we were just talking about that. There's like a new TikTok. I am not on TikTok because I felt like I was getting like really hooked into it. Like I was getting obsessed with it. Yeah. So I was like, I have already too many things going on. I don't want to do this. But there's like that cutesy, demure. Do you know what I'm talking about? That
yes.
Very demure. Very
cute. That would be perfect for a food video.
Yeah.
Especially like a healthy meal, like you see this, and then you just start listing like the protein, the calories.
Very demure.
So I'm not on TikTok, and my roommate was coming home and constantly kept saying that. And he's like, "Oh, don't worry, Britt, you'll see it on Instagram like a week from now," because he always
he shaded you.
Oh, he definitely shades me. I'm like,
I mean, it's kind of true though. We need to get you on TikTok.
Well, that's what kids would say to me. I used to work at Crumble, and my employees, when I would say something, it was because I saw it on Instagram, and they're like, "Oh, that's so cute. You're like the rest of them." I'm like,
they're like, "That's so like 2 weeks ago. I don't understand."
Okay, excuse me.
Right? So, I mean, I always say this though with the Instagram and deleting the old pictures. I always say that it's good to just leave them up.
Think so?
Humble yourself? Or?
Just so no. I mean, if you like, so the Attack from Mars games Instagram, if you really scroll to the end, which is going to take a while, our like icon alone, it was so bad. It was like a cutout triangle with like circles
I'm
on
creeping
it.
after this.
It looked like a 5-year-old did it. I'm like, what the hell? And then just like my graphics alone, I was like, what the fuck was I doing?
Right.
Some of this stuff aged well. I had a video that I didn't want to take 5 million hours like doing graphic design for. So I bought little dolls from a dollhouse and I made them into characters. And I did
that's
like a
cute. I like that.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, that one was good, but everything else was like dookie. Even my AFMG cafe website, like if you really scroll down, like you could see my first like pop up, which is a 8x8 green tent with one table. I had packaging that had a little window, so you actually couldn't really see the donuts. Oh yeah, and then I had a label over that. So people weren't buying my donuts because they were like, what the fuck is this? It's like a box with wrapping, and the only thing that's telling me it's donuts is this like random ass girl that's like, no, those are donuts and they're horror themed.
Trial and
you gotta buy it to open it to figure out what the hell they look like.
No, it's hard. Packaging and like the graphics, because there's so many options. And like for me, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with that. So like I'm very much a newbie, and like I have Canva on my phone, and like I make like my menus on it. But I used to literally pay a girl $10 to make me a fucking menu off of Canva.
Dude, Canva is so
I'm stupid. Like just paint a clown on my face right now.
Anytime anyone wants to do a graphic design course, I am willing to take time out to do a course live.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I would take it.
Right? I was like, we'll invite you to our Patreon.
Just make another business, Liz. You don't need sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I have, how many businesses do I have now? I have
too many.
I have 6, I think. I'm at 6 right now.
Okay, you gotta list them all. We're plugging them all.
I mean, this is literally one of my businesses. So the podcast network is to grow, people who want a podcast. So I get people like this one right here.
Our little community.
Anyone listening, this is Sarah's first time taking the lead, and I am proud of her. And she is the first lead graduate. Sorry, Brendan. That accomplished to actually run the podcast. And you do a lot for this podcast. Like, I love Sarah to death because she makes my life easier because of the 5 million jobs that I have. But yeah, so podcast network, board game company, streaming, donuts. No, I only have 4. Right? Yeah, 4.
Only 4? God, you're lazy.
Yeah, only 4. I mean, I guess I could do the classes. But for real, if you guys ever want Canva, let me know when you're free and we could do a Canva class. Canva's easier than if I were teaching you how to do like Adobe Photoshop.
Oh, okay. Now, do you feel like it's worth upgrading to the Canva you have to pay for? Because I've been wondering if I should.
Yes, if you're commercial and you're going to use it for commercial, you could use videos, and there's a lot of stock footage there. It's cheaper
Me and
than
Britt
Adobe.
taking notes.
Yeah, I was like, well, I spend $70 a month, and on Adobe because I I mean, but I can make videos, like stock footage, stock videos. You could edit your videos. You could make AI characters. They help you make 3D worlds. Like, you know, I don't suggest that for anybody who's owning a business. I would literally suggest Canva.
Yeah,
but
because I'm in the architecture world, so I know all of the more difficult ones, like all of the Adobe suites, which you said are a lot more difficult to learn. They're way more intricate. Canva is way more user-friendly, easier to apply. And it's funny because I've never used Canva. I make it way more difficult on myself and use the difficult programs that I'm familiar with.
No, that's good. Flex that shit, girl.
It's like $75 a month. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's well for architecting too. Wait, do you use was it Stand Up? I think it's called, or there's a app I used to use when I was in construction. I forgot what it's called.
Is it like a 3D building program?
Yeah.
SketchUp?
Yeah, SketchUp. Do you use that one?
Sometimes that one's kind of like the Canva of the architecture programs. Yeah, and then there's a lot more intricate ones like Revit and Chief Architect, and
that's why I love it. I go, that is definitely nice for someone like me who has no fucking clue what I'm doing.
Yeah, if you want to play The Sims, go on SketchUp. It's so much fun. You can build your little house and your little structures. Yeah, Sarah, start taking notes. We can have like a SketchUp and a Canva
I was gonna
day.
say The Sims was my freaking childhood. I didn't really play it. All I cared about was making the house. Like I had all the cheat codes, so I could just I would spend hours making the perfect house.
Do you remember the tour I gave you of our future retail spot?
Yes,
that was in SketchUp. That's how I did it. So that's how you.
It's so fun, and you can make some impressive. Like you will impress yourself because the computer just does it for you. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, the measurements are on there, which is nice. I use that for everything that I need to actually see, like a physical measurement of something. Because I'm a creative manager for like a Sony-owned company, and like I was designing a haunted house, but I could guesstimate what it's gonna look like, but I'm like, no, I can't be lazy. Let me get the SketchUp out. Let me figure out where everything goes and where everything
haunted house in SketchUp. That is so fun. I can honestly say I cannot put that on my architectural resume. So I'm slightly jealous of that one. Yeah.
I mean, it was so much fun to do it when I worked in construction. It was my friend's company, and he literally came up to me and goes, I need you to draw me up a patio, a porch, and then get like a permit for it. And I'm looking at him going, you want me to draw blueprints, bro? Like, I don't know how to do blueprints. Like, yeah, I was like, what the hell? And then I'm like Googling everything, and I go, okay, apparently I need a drawing from, a specialist. I go, we can't afford that. How can I do it? And they're like, SketchUp. Okay. I was like, let's get SketchUp. And I did it.
And taking a step back, can you imagine living in a world that doesn't have Google? Because there's so many times where I'm like quickly Googling on the side, like how tall should this be? Like how wide should this be? Can you imagine just like flipping through a book trying to find the exact measurement of what you're looking for?
We wouldn't.
I don't know how the old folks did it. I don't know.
That's why they're so grumpy.
That is I. I remember literally having to do like book reports and history reports, and we use like all the history encyclopedias, and you got to be like, this one, and then you got to look through all the shit, and then you got to see, and you're like, no, I don't want to know that. So then you got to find another book, and then you got to look through the library.
Yes,
it took me an hour just to find one topic. Like,
I
couldn't live life without Google.
And GPS, I would be lost. I would be in like another country.
I wouldn't drive. I can't.
I wouldn't do
map.
Yeah,
I'm just a woman.
Yeah,
100%
used to it, but I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah.
I get lost with Google because sometimes Google's a little bitch. Sorry, I've been cursing a lot today. And it'll, sometimes it tells you like too quickly, like turn da-da-da. And it's like, why'd you tell me to do that if I didn't have to do it in a mile? Like I'm driving, so I'm not looking at the phone, I'm listening. So I listen, and then I hear the rerouting. I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay, anywho, moving on to question 3. So, Miss Architect by Day, have you always been interested in culinary? Do you feel like it's like an outlet or just hobby? Like, explain to us.
Yeah, so I've always been into cooking, really big cooking family. So I would cook with my grandma all the time growing up, and my mom. We'd go on camping trips. So we would go and make this like giant grocery list, go to the store before camping, and then come home and like make all the stuff. I've also always loved architecture, but the older I get, the smarter I'm getting, and I'm realizing that architecture is not what it's cracked up to be. Sorry for all the architects that are potentially tapping in here.
Do a sad little sound right now.
Yeah, it is. It's just like such a rigorous career and just like not a huge reward for the architect at the end. So I think at the end of the day, all I want to do is be creative, whether that's food or buildings, side hobbies, so forth. I kind of want to just get away from architecture a little bit and then make food.
Maybe I love that. I don't get why people stick with, so like, we have our careers, right? And you do the same thing for 56 years for some people, and it's like, that's great, but also you don't have to do that. And it's almost like people shame you if you're, they just bounce from this to that. It's like, I get bored. Like my bills are paid, so what you got to say? Like,
exactly.
I feel like a lot of people run into that issue when it comes to their career paths. Is like you get into it and you're just like, this is crap. And I used to be in corporate America. I guess I am still in corporate America now. Sadly, I had to. Sarah and I are trying to get a storefront. We're trying. I need kind of like.
It's about to get where we need an OnlyFans, but I don't know who would subscribe.
I have web toes. If anyone wants to pay to see those, I could smush some cake with my web 2 toes. I'm just saying.
I'll do some freaky shit with my feet and my hands.
Yeah, don't put the toes in the dog dish because he might like attack the toes.
No, maybe someone's into that. Do you want Chewy to eat my toes? I mean, at this point,
now is it going to be wet dog food? We gotta make this kinky,
Chewy does wet dog food. He's in a strict diet because he's an old man. You know what I mean? Freeze dry.
This would be a good business idea.
Yeah, I mean, I tried OnlyFans for my board game and my podcast, thinking it was going to be funny during COVID.
I didn't know this.
I did a Rubik's Cube with my foot. It wasn't popping. It wasn't popping off. And then I was like, you know what? I feel like when I started the network, I was like, I'm going to go on Patreon instead because I can't recruit other podcasters like, you want to come on my podcast network? We got OnlyFans. Like
who's this creepy chick wanting my feet pics?
I might as well. I just picture a guy with like a comb over and sweat and like a cigar and like a pencil thin mustache telling me that. Like I don't want to recruit people like that.
No, thank you.
It is a fun idea though. It does work for some people. I'm just saying. You could sell used pastry bags instead of used underwear. There's always a niche.
Yeah, be like, I spit into this pastry bag. Like, have it.
I mean, we needed a full-time job. I also still have to look at the investor program, but like working in corporate America, it does suck the life out of you, and I'm feeling it. Like
I am feeling it.
I am feeling it. I do graphic designs and stuff like designing the haunted houses and stuff like that. And I just got done spending 3 months, like day to night, working on a big project for a haunted experience, only to be told no because of something stupid of licensing and yada, yada, yada.
Yep, it's always something stupid. Always.
It's so bad. And it's like, but Universal's got the license for this, so why we own it? Like, why am I working so hard, and you guys could have told me that, but whatever. And I also do
Towards the
graphics,
end,
which
you
is
get
horrible.
excited too. Like you get proud and like
Okay,
excited
yeah.
about what you put together. And I think the
Yep.
worst is like, okay, you can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. This looks awesome. I'm proud of this. For them to come back and say, actually, sorry, it's not happening because of some
Yeah.
bullshit. Like, oh, sorry, this doesn't fit a code, or like this is like something with
Yeah.
licensing. It's so discouraging.
Like cue eye roll.
Right?
Nobody
Like,
says
and
that when I make a recipe. It's I'm telling you, cook things
right?
where it is.
No one does. People will ask me though, like, how do you make this? And I'm kind of like, I don't want to be that person, but I also want to be that person to be like, well, if I told you,
I'd have to kill you.
yeah, like, I mean, I do put something different in my donuts that I know a lot of people do not do. And I don't want to give away that because then I'll just get a bunch of people making the same damn donuts. You know
It's
what I
the
mean?
tears of men.
Yeah. Do you have a recipe like that? Do you have a recipe that you hold true to your heart and you don't want to really give to anybody?
With tears of men.
Not yet. I think if I've had that with a couple recipes, like I really tweaked the protein bagel when you were talking about it, Sarah. But I think I get really excited to share it with other people. I'm not really like I'm not gonna tell anyone, like, which is probably bad. I should guard that. I should like
No, that's
safe house
good.
that.
Especially like because you're giving recipes, so that makes sense, you know? Like you want to be like super honest about each step because it's,
Yeah.
I mean, one day, Miss Britt, like you could have a mod cookbook, just saying.
Yeah.
Do people even read cookbooks anymore? That's what
They
I
do.
want
I
to know.
do. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily
They
read them,
do.
but I collect them if they're
I was
pretty.
gonna say, people do collect them, and because I'm working on a donut cookbook, they love the photos.
The photos.
So if you, like if you,
Oh,
they like to
you
look at
and
the
Giorgio. Oh
photos.
my God, that'd be so cute.
Like literally, I go, if you do have like a niche and you do your photos with your recipes, like people would definitely buy that.
And like a
And
little
I like
story.
that-
Like people want to get personable. I think that's the
Yeah.
greatest thing. And maybe the worst thing is like we're all TMI now. But it works for me because that's how I roll. But it's nice because then you could like put a little story or like the camping story,
Yeah.
like with your mom. Like I love that. Like a story about like meal prepping, like I don't know, like maybe you had a bonding session with your roommate one night while you guys were prepping stuff, like things like that. Like the more
Yeah.
personal it is, like the more enjoyment I feel like readers get out of it.
And even if it sucks, as long as it looks pretty, I can be like that centerpiece on the coffee table that people want to use in their living room.
Yes,
Okay.
you're damn right.
It's like exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, so I always say this too because I have given some bakers my secret recipe.
Sarah, we didn't make the cut. Oh, you made the cut.
Yeah.
Making it to the grave.
Well, to be fair, we're going into like a place together.
Yeah, we're gonna be
business, so she's gonna see me cooking it. So
you had to. I understand.
Yeah, I'll be like, Sarah, wear a blindfold. Don't look.
Yeah.
It's like something
tempt me with a good
different
time.
in here. Yeah, like I mean, keking baking. Let's go, people.
Dude, that is an OnlyFans idea.
You know, yeah. I don't know. I don't really I'm not a fan of combining those things together. I think it's because I've been emotionally scarred working in the hotel industry. We had a strip club that had a buffet, and I just feel
so
like
gross.
food shouldn't be near a bunch of sweaty people that closely and like
that's fair.
And that much glitter. It just doesn't seem like it would be sanitary, but
Is the glitter vegan like the sprinkles?
I was like, they have to find out. Maybe it's not. I bet you it's not, though. Glitter can't be vegan. There's too many chemicals in that for that to be like vegan.
Dude, if you ingested a tablespoon of glitter, it would probably give you cancer.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Well, people have the drinking glitter now.
Yeah,
that's
I
a good
don't
question
like
because they had
that.
the edible
I had a
glitter.
glitter wine, and just so you guys know, you'll see that in your poo-poo. It's weird.
Oh, well then I guess it's like a disco.
Yeah.
It's like Fritos. I mean, it's not, it could be worse. It could be like in your lungs or your eyeball.
Glittery eyeballs, that would be terrifying.
Right? Well, speaking of recipes, wait, what? I'm next, right? Did you ask them?
You asked her go-to recipe.
Did
right?
I?
I thought you
No. No, I did. You go. Sorry, I was going to steal it.
God.
I love how ADHD this episode is, but let's keep rolling.
It's perfect. It's authentic. Do you have any kitchen recipes, disaster stories that you want to share with us?
I saw that question and I was like, this is going to make me sound like I'm really good at cooking, which I'm not, but I don't have any like crazy disaster stories at the moment.
Okay.
But I can say I have a great story with my friend in high school. I was like a goody two-shoes, which is like super disappointing. I wish I would have like done something reckless when I was younger. So me and my friend, we thought we were so badass. We had a senior skip day, and we went across the road to my grandparents' house and decided to bake together. And we
Rebel.
chose the
I love it.
Oh, I know. I felt like, seriously, I felt like such a badass at the time for doing that. Why my other classmates were like smashing mailboxes and stuff. Like, yeah, I thought I was so cool. Anyway.
You were smashing eggs.
Yeah, I was smashing eggs. But me and my friend Allie, we decided to make puppy chow, which is like the easiest thing to make in the whole entire world. And we royally fucked it up. To this day, we have no idea. It was like a massive like ball of just like the rice checks and peanut butter in a ball. So we just decided to try again. And then while we were making it again, we just kind of nibbled off this giant ball of chocolate, peanut butter, rice checks. So I hope that's encouraging to people listening, because even the simplest things can be so hard sometimes, and we literally all start somewhere, and you're gonna mess up. So just keep trying.
You're talking to a girl that fucked up Rice Krispies, so
sometimes it's 3 ingredients. Right? The easiest things sometimes it really trip you up. Yeah.
It is, especially with baking. Culinary,
like measurements are important.
Yeah.
Like when I went to culinary school, and they say that to you all the time. They're like, well, I hope you guys like science, because when it comes to baking, you need to really be good with science in order to fix a recipe. And most likely you're going to have to toss it and redo it. But with culinary, you over pepper something, it's like, just scrape it off. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's
cooking's forgiving, baking is not.
Yeah, like when I'm meal prepping and a recipe asks for stuff, I'm just like constantly pouring it in, not even measuring. But baking, I'm like
cook with your heart.
It off. Yeah.
I season with my soul, baby.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that broke my soul in school was we had to do chocolate chip cookies. That was our opener. And most people would be like, that what? Chocolate chip cookies? Yes, I went into college debt because of a chocolate chip cookie. And it was the hardest thing I've ever baked in my entire life. Like, chocolate chip cookies are so picky. And also they teach you how to make the perfect chocolate chip cookie. And if anyone was curious of what that is, it is basically a cookie that is a little crunchy and hard on the outside, and then a little gooey on the inside. And that is what a perfect chocolate chip cookie should be. Mine turned into a butter crisp, and it smelled like burnt chocolate crap. So that was my first chocolate chip cookie. And I was like, what in the hell did I just do? And then I redid it. And then I mixed up baking powder with baking soda. So my chef ate it and they were like, ugh. So I was like, oh, sorry.
I'm so sorry, guys.
I got humbled.
I have to use the bathroom.
It's okay.
Be right back. I'm so sorry.
Do that.
I'm so sorry. It's an emergency.
Do that. Everyone, she's sorry. I'm going to continue talking about my cookies since you interrupted me. My God.
The full sprint to the bathroom.
Yeah. She's like,
like
even podcasters are human. They have to use the bathroom, you know? Usually on my streaming, I have a little music thing that goes, but I'm used to, you know, holding it for 5 hours when I do stuff like this. I don't think I peed my whole time I was at the convention, actually.
That is
I did.
crazy. I'm like Sarah. I drink so much water. I like try to drink like around a gallon a day. So
Oh
I
my god,
usually
yeah.
like every 20, 30 minutes is ridiculous. Like my boss is like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. We're good." Like, but
You're
I'm
like, am I
surprised I haven't
okay?
had to go yet. So it's good.
So technically, I have a large spleen, so that kind of has something to help me with holding my pee, I think. But yeah, I was like, never had to pee. But then all of a sudden, when I'm driving, that's when it hits me. When I'm like in the
Right? Always.
middle and I'm like panicking and sweating, and I'm like, oh my god, because I am OCD and it's got to be life and death in order for me to go into a gas station bathroom to use the bathroom because it is the scariest thing on earth. Uh, but enough talk about poop. I'm going to continue talking about my cookies. No, but I think like I messed up. We did sugar sculptures and chocolate sculptures, and I think that when you're like doing it for retail reasons or anything like that, there's nothing more that's going to make you go and have a mental breakdown like spending hours on like a edible art piece
Yep.
and then all of a sudden it dropping and shattering.
Oh my God. Did you
And
have
you're
that
just like,
experience?
I did. So I had like this chocolate sculpture and I told everyone around me, I'm like, guys, don't move it. I have to go get the freeze spray. Just don't move it. Just watch the table. As soon as I turned around, someone bumped into the
Okay.
table.
I'm so
And there
sorry.
goes. It is a-okay. When someone goes, bumps into the table, and there goes my chocolate sculpture. And we had 1 day left to get this final projects turned in. I wanted to cry so bad.
It's the
And
worst feeling.
I think it took like 5 minutes. I went into the bathroom and I was crying, and one of my cohorts was in there with me, and she's like, "Oh my god, Liz, I wanted to check up on you." And she's like, "Oh my god, you're crying. Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm fine. I just really want to punch the fuck out of you guys." And she's like, "Oh." I go, "I just want like I fucking hate you all." She's like, "This is not what I thought I was gonna get when you started crying." I'm like, "Oh, well, I guess you don't know me." Uh and then yeah, I had to suck it up because I had like a day to do this damn
Yep.
sculpture. I did it. I got it done. But it teaches you when you're in this business that when things mess up, like you don't have time to spend a whole day to about it. Like you have to suck it up and then move forward.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I
had
mean?
that in architecture school. I was in my studio and it was probably like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. My presentation was the next morning. Just finished my model. I was like, oh my gosh, perfect. It looks great. I'm gonna go to bed. Threw my backpack over my shoulder to leave and I
No.
bumped it off the table. And
Oh
same thing.
no.
I just sat there, like I didn't
Ah,
cry, but I just like stared off into space. Like I hate everyone, everything.
you're like out
Um,
body
I
experience.
would have
Just
cried.
yeah, but luckily it was
oh.
only like maybe like an hour or so, 2 hours of fixing, just like gluing like little pieces back together. So it wasn't a full cake
Yeah.
sculpture crisis, but
Oh, that's
it's
so
terrible.
horrible.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, that no bueno to that. I mean, I feel like when you're in an industry, any industry that has to do with graphics or designing anything, you're already prepared for things to fuck up and you to fix it. Cause like, especially in graphic designs, oh my god, I could tell somebody, listen, so, what you need me to do is a life and death situation. If this goes wrong, you will die. And I'll be like, are you sure?
I
This
like that you
is
kind of changed your voice for
everything.
that.
Yeah, right. This is everything you want.
Listen
Yeah,
clearly.
no problem. This is everything I want. This is exactly the graphic I want you to make. And I'm like, are you sure? Like, remember, you will die if this is not what you want. No, no, no. It is exactly what I want. I'll go design it. I'll show it to them. You know what? can you change this? And I'm like, so you want a whole new design? Like, if this was left, you'd be dead. You would be dead. Like, no one cares. No matter how much you prep them up for this, no one could ever. It's never just like a little fix. It's always like 5 million things. So you spent days on this. Yeah, it's crazy. Because it's like, these are things that it's not like, I don't like that color, change it. These are items like, what verbiage I want on there? And I go, I feel like that's something you already knew you wanted.
Yeah.
Like, you assumed I was going to predict that you needed it.
Yeah.
Like if you want to change the font, be like, oh, I like this to be more swooshy or something.
Yeah, like that's fine. I would deal with fonts and color anytime. But when it comes to actual design, it's like,
then it's a dick move. It's like,
I can relate
so much.
Yeah. Architecture too they'll change the whole entire house. Like, and I think the worst is like when you sit down with a client and you say, I think this would be best. I really think that you should go in this direction. Yeah. No, I don't think so. I really think we should go in this direction. So you go and do exactly what they say. And then they come back and they're like, actually, I think I really like your idea better. Can we do that? And you're just like mentally screaming inside.
Yeah. You're like
sure, you want with a degree? You want to listen to me now? Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know what?
I'm going to trust the person that spent the money on the fucking degree. Sorry. I keep cursing, you guys. I need a swear jar.
Yeah, you don't curse in the podcast that says boss ass whisk. What's wrong with you?
Tisk.
I do think that, honestly, in every industry, it's like that because even with special orders when it comes to baking, I do board game design, and let me tell you, so I brought my habit from board game designing into my baking and my business in general. All my business platforms are, when they first started, like they weren't the best platforms, but as I went on, people were giving me their opinions, and I always say, listen to people's like ideas and opinions about what you're doing. Like, don't get so offended. And like, yeah, there are stupid opinions and there are stupid suggestions that you're just like, okay, like, sorry guys, like, no, that's not gonna happen. But then there's like good ones where you're like, oh fuck, like that makes total sense. Like that and that's why I got like see-through containers now, is because like when I first started, someone told me, I think it was actually Tootsie Teeth, said something like, you should really get a see-through container because I can't see your donuts and there's like this thick, like you can't see anything. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like that makes sense, I guess.
Well, because sometimes things are oversights, and it's not what you say, it's how you say it,
Yes.
And when you're first starting something, hell, I feel like there's still some things that like I probably could do and I just don't realize. But it's a learning process. Like, you're not stupid, you're not behind, you're just on your own journey. Like, everyone, okay, we're all smarty pants in like some type of category. You're not a genius at everything. No one's perfect. Exactly. So it's like, if you are bad at something or you mess up on something, like, or it's like, oh my God, why didn't I think of that? That's so embarrassing. And it's like, you know what? Maybe they don't match their socks, okay? They have issues. You never know.
And so I go, that I have like a question that's not written down. So that being said, have you ever had anyone that like has read your, because I always see these on the all recipes, who read your recipe and are like, this didn't end up the way you said it was, or like,
oh yeah, have you had any like feedback or like cattiness towards like your recipes that you
all
post?
Recipes always has those people that are like, this was a disaster, but then like everyone else is like, this is totally fine. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, honestly, like I've just had really great experiences with people so far. I've had a couple of people like mid recipe, like they're cooking and they're like messaging me and they're like, help, like this isn't going how it says it was gonna go. I'm like, okay, did you do this and stuff like that. But I have had a couple like really bad ideas for like logos and name changes before. I won't mention them. But with that being said, even the really bad ideas that you just know are not good,
Yeah.
sometimes you can pull something out of that, of what they're saying,
Yeah.
and you can generate in your brain something from that. So I really do appreciate the really shitty, like ridiculous feedback that's just not even relevant, but also the good and bad too. So it eventually leads to something. So
yeah, it does. It really does. I mean, because I've had some bad, and like you said, Sarah, like it's all in the tone of voice. I'm a Leo, so I think it's the only I don't know a lot
Over
about
on
that
that.
stuff, but like
I'm
I
a rising sun, whatever. I don't know
I'm a
anything about
Leo when it
astrology.
comes to dumb opinions about my company, and like inner Liz wants to be like, shut the fuck up, don't care. But like outside Liz is like, uh-huh. And I kind of gotta get over my like stubbornness inside to actually process what they're trying to tell me. Especially if someone's being like a jerk about it. I had a Kickstarter for my first board game I designed, and this guy was like, I can't read your cards, the color's off, and I'm not gonna give you another penny unless it's fixed. And I'm like, fuck this guy, asshole.
Thanks for
He
your
doesn't
2
know what he's
cents.
talking about. Like, ugh. And then like the next day I was looking and I'm like, he's right though. Like, you really can't,
Damn it,
it's really
asshole.
dark. I go, fuck, okay. I go, you know what? That's fine. I'm just gonna fix it. And it was hard because it was like I already made like 90 cards. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bite the bullet. I'm gonna do it because more people want to play the game and buy it. If I fix it, because I'm sure he's not the only one who thought about it. I'm sure they would have said it a nicer way. So I fixed it. I sent him a photo and everything. He did not give me that penny, by the way.
Rude.
Which whatever. But I mean,
I
it
spent
was like,
many pennies on your input.
yeah, but it was like useful advice. Like if he would have been like, hey, I have a suggestion. I hope you don't mind. Like,
Yep.
it's kind of dark, and if they're in a dark area, like they won't be able to see blah blah blah, I would like look back being like, oh shit, okay, well, yeah, that makes sense. But when people come in hot, I automatically want to welcome them with like just a dry smart ass comment. And I'm just like, don't do it, Liz.
Well, I
Just
think
behave.
just like in human nature, if anyone attacks you, anyone's
Yeah,
immediately going to go on the defense. So it's
exactly.
all about like how people communicate with each other and how they present it. Because, like you said, what he was probably saying with the color change was great, but you just were like, "Fuck
Yeah.
you," because like he's like attacking you. So
Like a penny. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, I've had one of my best friends did that to me with it was my first year of the pink apron, not the pretty pink apron now. And it was like a Valentine's Day post, and I had done like an actual, like a real legit photo shoot with one of my girlfriends who's a photographer. And how we were doing it, I was like dolled up in this cute like red dress. And it was more on the showy side, but also I am a heavy chested woman, so if it's not a turtleneck, you're probably gonna see a little something.
Little boob.
I think I know this photo shoot. Is it the one with the cakes?
Cake and pie. So I was holding this heartbreaker pie, and I posted it, and then my best friend messaged me, and she was really freaking rude about it. Like, I love her, and like we basically are sisters, so we're gonna talk to each other. Like, I don't give a shit if I hurt your feelings, because like I love you and you can't leave me. And she was like, if I were you, I would take that down. Like, basically, like, it's inappropriate. Like, I didn't even see the pie. All I saw was your tits. And I'm like, oh.
Well, so you're like, saying I could sell more.
Yeah, like. But no, because I literally asked, like, I swear to God, I asked her. I asked a group of friends, and like I asked my boyfriend at the time, I'm like, okay, is this too much? But like also it's like I shouldn't be ashamed of my body, because like I'm not trying to show it. It's just I'm in a dress that is form fitted, and at the time I was skinny.
If you want to fucking show your tits and sell bakeries, then
like they're not going to be looking that good forever, okay? Like I look back at those photos and I'm like, God, I was so hot. Why didn't I have confidence?
We had a big group of entrepreneurs in here, and we all said that we should do a baker calendar where we do like nudes, but like we have I'll have donuts
I'll
everywhere,
do
and
it.
then like you have cakes. Like, who cares? Like,
As long as my cakes are covered, I'll share them with the world.
yeah, like if you don't want to see it, then don't look at it. You know,
I like don't think I have the confidence for that. So if I was invited, I'd probably send Giorgio. He would cover it for me.
Yes, put him
oh
like
my
a
God,
little like
do you do that?
Speedo or
But give him a
something.
blonde wig. Like,
Yes.
do I have him dressed like you?
A little bandana that says mod recipes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
We got it all figured
Okay,
out.
this is planned, you guys. All right, let's set a
I was
date.
like, that'd be hilarious. We just send people that we know as our replacements and just dress them up like us.
Yes. I'm just picturing like naked women and Giorgio with a blonde wig, and it's good.
Yes.
I like it. It's a good vibe.
Yeah. That'd be perfect. But like, I mean, and those are funny. I actually had a funny idea. It wasn't even my own idea. We had in Chicago, we had a apartment finders like company that I want to say in like the early 2000s, maybe 2010, they did an ad campaign where they were like, think your roommate's a serial killer? We could help you find a new place and survive. Like, it was funny shit. And you always saw it on the train and you're like, oh my God, like, I don't want to find an apartment, but that's so funny. And I made a similar ad for my recent day job. And when I sent it over to the people, they were like, this is so negative. People might be hurt by this. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I feel like I'm a very woke person and I'm like, I know what is going on in the world, but I feel like it's just sarcasm and people would have thought it was funny and we could have gotten like a lot of views with that and people into our place, but they were like, oh no, that's horrible. And it was something as stupid as like, can't afford a vacation? Come here. And it's like a VR game or something like that. Like, that's funny, but apparently they thought people were going to take offense to it. I'm like,
We're all pros.
obviously, yeah,
I'm not offended.
That's one thing I say about this generation. I feel like sometimes we are a little too sensitive. Like, yes, we need to be in touch with our emotions and we need to be compassionate and empathetic, but come on.
Yeah, we are a little.
Like, take a chill pill.
But maybe we're also three sassy girls with a lot of sarcasm, so maybe we're like not the best people to be talking about it.
Yeah, they're like, you're not sensitive. I'm like, yeah,
we're bi. Feel like you actually are really rude. Like,
yeah. Oh my God, I thought about that when I was. I made the joke during our panel. It wasn't like a joke. It was just, I was obviously voicing what the vibe was because we went from someone who told us a very touching story. And it was like the ending of it, you didn't see it coming because I was like, oh my God, like, where can people donate to help out? And he was like, well, I think they're past now. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And now we have to go back to the other person to talk about like a happy subject. And we're just like,
oopsie.
So what about you? And she's like, wow, that's going to be a hard thing. I go, yeah, thanks for, Debbie Downer, but, I guess we're going to successfully move on. And I just kept thinking like, oh my God, I hope no one is like going to kill me because I just, I hope they know that I'm joking. Because I've been told that it's hard to tell, which is weird because I feel like 90% of what's coming out of my mouth is all jokes. And you could tell if I'm serious because the seriouser I am, the deeper the voice gets.
Right.
It's like we need to talk.
Nothing I say serious. I am a joke myself.
Yeah, I am though. I am the joke. All right.
I do some clowny things. Okay, Miss Liz, you're up. Number 6.
Wait, is it me or you? Oh, okay. It's me. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me. So you just answered. Actually, you answered a lot of these questions because it's a lot of people.
I'm so sorry. I'm just like spitfiring over here.
No, that's good. That's good.
Be detailed in your answers. We cannot ever have you here again.
God, she's too proficient.
Yeah, like that is stupid. Don't
Only
ever
be
do that
efficient. Oh my
again.
god, I'm so
When you
stupid.
run 10 miles a day, it really clears your head.
Yeah,
You
right?
get
I was like,
ginger.
I'm
damn.
full of mistakes today, like every day.
I mean, you've been doing a great job with hosting. So that's not a mistake. And also, like, I could never run. I run only like a mile. But
I
that's because I
can
have
run to the
bad.
bathroom and that's about it.
We saw you. Everyone saw. I'm gonna
I'm
keep
so
that. I'm not
sorry.
gonna edit it.
No,
That
that's
was
fine.
impressive.
But I'm glad I mentioned the diet thing because, like, I'm having a lot of tummy issues with this diet. But I think it's
Oh
just because my
yeah,
body's so used to eating garbage that now that I'm like clean
yeah.
eating, which
Mhm.
also I saw this TikTok and it was really sad because it was like, isn't it sad that like our generation thinks like eating natural food like fruits and vegetables that's eating healthy versus like processed food? It's like, okay, yeah, that is a little effed up. Like,
Yeah.
why is an apple considered like healthy? It's like it's like natural food and it's good.
Yeah.
So like I'm
By the
learning
looks
to
of
appreciate vegetables and fruit more because like that's all like I can really eat. I'm trying not to eat like super processed foods and like I'm making my own bread and trying to be as like healthy and like when I eat something that like might have like a higher fat or calorie content, like I make sure at least it's like good quality. So it's like a good carb, a good fat.
I
Not
always
McDonald's.
say,
Like
yeah, I mean, I always say too, like you can always cheat, right? You just have to eat like what you post in moderation. Like
Mhm.
you don't have to eat a whole ass pizza. You could have the one slice and eat what you want, but not like eat the whole pizza. I always
That's
say
hard for
like,
me. I usually eat the whole
oh,
pizza, guys. I'm sorry. Don't
same.
I
listen to me.
will. I will eat the whole pizza. So I'll get a small pizza. So at least if I eat it whole, it'll be
There
that.
Yeah.
you go.
It
And
is
if
like
you
a
cut it,
drug
that's
though.
cutting calories.
Yeah. Cut
Dad
it in
joke
half.
of the day, baby.
I have that with pasta too. Like I feel like I could just keep eating pizza and keep eating
Oh
pasta.
yeah.
So like you said, like getting a smaller pizza or making sure that your pasta's in a bowl and put the rest in the fridge right
Yes.
Yeah.
away
Mm-hmm.
is so key because I will just keep going because it's so
Yeah.
good.
That's
So good.
me. I'm like a eater. Uh I'm like it's childhood trauma. I don't know. But like I eat, like I break down. So I'll even be like, man, I really want something. It's almost like drugs because I'm like, I really want that other slice. Like I really
Well, it
want
is.
to
It's
eat.
food can be an
And
addiction like
yeah,
drugs.
and I have to think about it, and I'm like, but am I hungry though? Like, do I
Mhm.
need? Like, I always had that mindset now where I'm like, man, like, let's go. I'm like, I am kind of hungry, but am I hungry or am I just like,
Yeah.
I want to eat this? And then
Right. I've been
you have
trying
to
to drink
like,
water or fluids like
yeah, you got
am
to
I hungry or
deprogram yourself.
Mhm.
And then, because I kind of went off the rails moving back to the Illinois suburbs because we don't have a lot more like healthier options when it comes to especially like vegan food. It's like fried, like fake chicken, which is all carbs.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
Mhm.
damn it, like I need a salad. Like I can feel my body being like, please give me some kind of
Mhm.
vegetable
Yeah.
or vitamin. But I mean,
Yeah.
like, you got to deprogram yourself because I remember when I was living in Wisconsin, I wasn't even going to any fast food places. Like that wasn't even in my mind. And then one day I thought about it and I was like, shit, I haven't had fast food in like 2 years. And it's like you
Dang,
just
Good
gotta
for you. That's
that's
awesome.
impressive.
That
right?
is.
I mean, but it is hard. I obviously failed at that now that Burger King has the whatever burger want the vegan
Impossible. Is it called
burger, but
Impossible Burger?
Impossible, yeah. And that one is actually really good. The Portillo's vegan hot dog is gross.
I feel
Gross.
like the hot
Okay.
dog
Good to know.
I feel like every vegan hot dog I've had has been very rubbery. And I've actually had a few.
No.
I love vegan
Nature's
burgers. Those are delicious. I'll eat those all the
Nature's
time.
True, I think it's called, and they're corn dogs. They are
Oh,
fucking delicious. Also, I
okay.
just bought the Oscar Mayer vegan hot dogs, and those are actually pretty good.
Does it come in a red wrapper, the natural
Yeah,
ones?
yeah,
I literally have them in my fridge right now. I like
they're
hot dogs are
so
one of
good.
my
We're
favorite foods.
plugging the vegan life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I had that for meal prep last week because I was
Oh,
so busy and didn't have time. So I'm like, all right, like
let's do it.
natural weenies it is. Here we go.
It's so
So
good though.
good.
Those
So
are really,
good.
really good. But yeah, I mean, and I get it, like people are scared when it comes to vegan food because even working at my job, I started out in the kitchen and my chef knows that I'm a chef. And I got mad one day because I'm like, I don't have anything to eat here. Like I work a lot and I cannot eat anything that you guys serve. And they bought Impossible Meat. And one day I was like, what happened to I thought you guys were gonna like make an Impossible Burger. They're like, oh, we can't because it's sticky and this and that. I just grabbed the meat. I slapped it on the fucking table. I put breadcrumbs and salt and pepper on it. I mixed it up, made it in little patties in between wax, got a separate pan, put olive oil on it, and I just went like this, stuck it in front of their noses, and I go, smell it. I go, what does that smell like? They're like, smells like a burger. I'm like, exactly. If you just treat it like meat, it will taste like meat. I go, it's just, you're not making the meat. I go,
what a silly goose.
I'm just like, it's that easy. I'm like, you guys are thinking too much into it. And I really don't like that when it comes to the vegan food because people are like, no, vegans really want vegetables like all the time. Like they eat like bunny rabbits. And I go, no. Like, I'm very triggered by that. I had to pay $100 at a friend's bridal party because we went to a Greek restaurant and we all split the check. I sat there with a fucking plate of balsamic vinegar on top of some green and red onions and peppers and tomatoes and cucumber. And I still had to pay it.
Was there glitter gold on that
eating, like filet mignons and lamb chunk and stuff, and I'm like sitting there with like a green pepper.
You shouldn't have had to pay that, and I feel like that's kind of not to talk shit on your friends, but it's like, girl, she had a salad.
I was like, what?
Pay for my lobster.
I mean, I didn't do a wedding gift, so I guess it's even. But
You're the gift.
Yeah, I am the gift. But I mean, like, even that, like, even the restaurants, someone's always like, well, we have a salad. I'm like, do you want to fucking eat a salad every time you go out? Like,
no.
I am getting more into salads, though, now that they're more fun and not just lettuce.
Oh, I mean, you could get down on some salads. I like to stick some couscous on it.
Ooh, I've been doing quinoa.
Yeah. That is good, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's the same thing.
And then some homemade avocado dressing.
I
make my own dressing. I'm so healthy. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good start, though.
Sure.
I was like, that's good, though, because, I mean, usually dressing's got God knows what in it, and at least you're controlling.
For me, I don't know, it feels good. I think that's why people are getting more into, like, the creative stuff, and, like, I think that's why TikTok is blowing up so much, is, like, all the content that's out there, some good, some bad, but we all, like, I don't know, you get more into things like when you do them yourself. I feel like in my personal, like, I want to be more healthy if I'm like making the stuff because like I put a lot of time into it. Like I meal prep salads for the whole week in mason jars, and that shit takes like 4 hours cooking all the chicken, chopping up all the vegetables, and making the dressing, and then all the dishes, and then the assembly.
The dishes.
Like, yes. So it's just like, no, I want to eat that, but also I'm kind of proud of it. Like I make my own wellness shots now. Like,
nice.
Like me and my cheesecloth go to work every 2 weeks, and it's just like,
you're cheesy.
I did that. Ew.
I mean, but you got to think too. Like when you're doing meal prep, you would be doing that anyways. You're probably actually doing less work because you would have been doing it like every day.
Yep.
So.
I don't know how people do it. Like I don't know how my mom did it because she would come home every day after work, full day at work, and then she would spend about an hour to 2 hours preparing dinner for our family.
Oh, crazy.
And I get home, I pop my meal prep in the microwave for 30 seconds, and we are ready to go.
Good to go.
I don't know how she did it. Like,
make life easy for yourself.
Yeah,
like I feel like as we get older, we just want life to be convenient, and that goes with like friends and job and personal. It's like these are what I'm willing to deal with a job. This is what I'm not willing to deal with, and this is what I need to be paid.
Well, also too, like I feel like back in the day, because I used to have a bad habit of I would not even get groceries for the week. I would literally go to the grocery store, buy my ingredients fresh, and then make dinner after work. And it was like you are kind of like raised, and when you see your parents, like they were raised to work, and then you're gonna work, and then you go to bed so you could work.
Mhm.
And so you could work for some more, and then you're still working. And it's like now everyone's kind of like, no, like we want to enjoy life, we want to have
Mhm.
time, but also
And we're selfish for
the
that,
food's not the
apparently.
same.
Yeah.
We have so many fast food joints now.
Oh
We
my
have
God.
so many options that are accessible, but will hurt our wallets and our bodies at the same time. So I mean, like, meal prep is worth it, and you can see it in your wallet and your health.
Mhm.
It's worth the time. But yeah, I mean, I was exhausted after like years of doing that. It's like, I don't know. I'm like,
And
I'll
that's
go
not how you should
shopping.
live your life. That's also, I feel like, how you dig yourself into an early grave. You know,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
that's why men usually die before women. Because, like, in history, like back in the day when like women were allowed to work, like men are just so used to like constantly da 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 da. So maybe
They would
maybe
die
that's where
off
they die.
early.
Yeah, maybe
Hmm.
that's why. Like they're working too
Ideas,
much.
ladies. Just saying. That
They're
maybe it's not
they're
so
working
bad.
that 60 hours and then they're fixing
maybe
the
maybe
toilet
we
at
should
home.
stay
They're
at
mowing
home
the
and they should
lawn.
work.
Just make sure you have a life
How
insurance policy.
to get rid of men? Just stay home and let them work to death. Like,
Yep, pretty much. Have a great day,
we go.
sweetie.
Yeah, we all bye.
Bye.
Everyone's
right.
like, we're free now, ladies.
We are on our final question, and that is: are there any other projects or business ventures that you would like to share with us today?
Oh my gosh, my life is just like there's so many things going on, but I think not anything new at the moment. Just really excited about Mod Recipes and the rebranding, and I hope you guys like it and go check out some good recipes. And then hopefully in the next couple of months, I'll have my website up and running. So that will be exciting. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. It's taking so long though. Just like the design, everything is so like has to be in this perfect spot. All the
Well, that's
pictures,
good.
photographs.
Like, take
Yeah,
the
Liz
time
knew
and
how to.
enjoy.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that for sure.
What
Yeah.
so people can follow you on Instagram. We have your Instagram that's up. And are you to announce your website on your Instagram then?
Yes. So it's not quite ready yet. So when the
Okay.
time comes, I will post it on my Instagram and Facebook. It's just mod.recipes for both of those. So
Awesome. And we'll have that posted on our text of this video. Well, we already do. Also, if you're in chat, we're also posting it in chat. We also have it under this on our little ticker, and we will be posting
awesome.
it on 5 million other places and things.
Woohoo!
Get the plug.
Yeah, Sarah's going to be experiencing the website fun next month. If you haven't forgotten, we have our appointment.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness, have fun.
Sarah.
Yeah, I'm going balls to the walls. It's time
Maybe
now.
I should just come over. We can have a couple glasses of wine or bottles, either one. We can work on our website together.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Wake
I'm
up the
helping
next
Sarah
morning
with
and
hers,
realize
so
the
maybe I can
website's
help you with
crap.
yours too.
Yeah.
We can all do a hangout. It's just you guys drink wine, and then I'll just be like working on 2 laptops, like getting your website's done. Story of my life.
Yeah.
It'd just be like my normal job.
Me and Sarah critiquing the whole time, just talking away.
We'll be the people you fucking hate.
Yes.
You're like,
Yeah.
actually, could you do this? You know what would look better?
Yeah. No, Sarah's too nice. I actually have to yell at her in order to get like a real reaction.
I'm trying to get better.
Yeah, she'll be like, "Oh no, that's good," and I'm like, "But is it really good?" I'm like, "Sarah, is it really fun?"
You are a sweetheart like that. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's
My hair could be
appreciated.
like trash, and she'd be like, "Your hair looks nice." And I'm like, "Sarah."
There's so much yuckiness in the world,
not
guys.
nice.
You just gotta spread kindness. Well, no, I wouldn't let my girl look like shit in public.
Yeah,
like if you have a booger hand,
home, who gives a shit? Like,
yeah.
Well, what if I thought it looked fine? That's the thing. Like, I have some low ass standards. Like, have you seen the medicated? in the past.
There's
not
been
present.
moments I haven't. Yeah, I mean, we could all compare horrible exes, but
that needs to be part of the wine night.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because me and Britt can tell you our story of how we know each other.
Yeah, but not the podcast because I'm going to get
No.
myself in trouble.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, yes.
No, I don't think my boyfriend wants to hear about my past relationships.
On our new podcast in our new
let's
network,
just make another one.
Someone said that I get offers for new podcasts. By the way, if anyone's listening and wants to do a podcast, wants to learn about podcasts, you could easily reach out to me on any of my platforms. But also, I will not be on another podcast.
Damn, I would totally do another one like about dating.
There you go.
Stuff.
Sarah would love to do it.
I just don't want to do it by myself because I am off the market, so I feel like it needs to have at least one single person. Or at least they need to start single and then they can have a life.
Thanks, Sarah. I'm great.
I didn't connect. Liz is single and ready to mingle, you guys.
No, Liz is single and tired. I've been single for over 5 years now. I'm tired. If it happens, it happens. If not, I'm perfectly content with me, my dog, and absolutely freedom.
I was going to say, just get another dog. Just get more and more
literally.
dogs.
I was like, just a lot of dogs. I was going to maybe a cat. I had a Maine Coon. Maybe I'll bring another cat into the situation. Okay. Maine Coons are like dogs. Same thing. It's the same thing. But yeah, if it's a podcast idea and it involves me, it's going to be a no. And it's just, I cannot.
Damn it.
I'm like, Sarah and I really need to get on this storefront path. And
I know, I'm ready to quit my job.
I told Sarah, I was like, now, Sarah, listen, if I say anything that you don't like, I need you to tell me.
And I'm just like a dog.
Tell me now. Yeah, I was like, you gotta. I don't want to be on a newspaper article being like, owners split. Sarah gives a whole article on how Liz is a bitch. And I'm just like, I just asked you. She'd be like, she tortured me.
She never asked me abusive.
Verbally, and she threw shit at me, and
literal
shit. Literal. Sometimes, I mean, just how we keep a clean kitchen, just throwing shit around. But thank you again for coming on. We'll have you stay on this program, but we'll end the stream part so we could give you some links and stuff. But is there any last words?
Thanks for having me, guys. It was super fun. I hope we can do it again. So it was fun.
It was a blast.
Catch up once your website's up and everything.
Yeah.
And when you get a TikTok.
I don't know if I can do it. What is it? Demure. I don't know if I can do that, guys. It's too much.
You gotta put yourself in front of there. We literally just talked about this on our panel. In order to be successful, you just got to get out there and look stupid.
I literally just had a bathroom emergency on live. So
and we're going to flip it for all to see.
I'll do it. I will sell my freaking dignity for the right price.
And for that right price would be joining our Patreon.
Yeah.
Please and thank you, people. So I'm going to let Sarah close this out because this is yours. This is your episode, girl. Kill it.
Thank you, guys. Well, thank you, everyone, for tuning in today. Again, my name is Sarah, owner of the Pretty Pink Apron. Liz, Attack from Mars, and AFMG Cafe. And then we have Miss Britt here, the face and owner of Mod, recipe designer, creator, all that fun stuff. If you guys were going to drop all the links for pages to follow, as always, please subscribe. If you can, please join our Patreon. It's how, we're broke bakers. Help us out. If you want us to keep going, also with our Patreon, there is stuff that we don't release to the public. So you get the VIP with that. So definitely look into it. And, if you don't have money, just hit up your parents. Be like, Mom, I need $10.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. You guys have a good day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
There we